If you think this is a one-man show, it never could possibly be. We've had advice and input from colleagues overseas. We've had team members of staff giving of their time. We've had nursing staff going above and beyond the call of duty. It's absolutely unbelievable.
The complexity of the challenges facing us, I think it's right just to acknowledge the key role of the cutting-edge models that we used. And they're very expensive technology, not readily available, and we were very lucky to have these donated at various times as the children were growing over 2 years by medical modelling from Colorado, who were able to liaise with and send scans via the internet, use that technology to create these models where we could actually effectively almost simulate surgery to give Virginia and her team an idea of the blood vessel arrangement, and right through from bone, brain and to skin, all those three levels which we had to address.
Every step of the way we've had to be innovative. We've had to rethink the way we do things. We've had to pull in things from all sorts of different places, and that's where the real expertise and skill of the staff has come through. Once we were finally in position on a Monday morning and the girls were in position, we started at the back of their heads. We had the skulls exposed for us by the craniofacial team, and then we removed the bone from the back of the head. Luckily, that was a fairly straightforward thing to do. We then reclosed the girls at that point and turned them over. That was somewhat tricky and took a little while to get our positioning right. It's quite awkward to turn children who are anaesthetised like this, and then to try and position them where we can do the rest of the surgery.
We had to close the skull and make sure that there was a good waterproof closure of the brain. And as Virginia has pointed out to us, it was such a large gap that just putting skin over the gap would not be sufficient to avoid the atmospheric pressure changes on the skin having an effect on the circulation of the brain. So we needed to actually have something more rigid. We got a lot of advice from other people around the world at what they've done, and quite often this operation had come unstuck at the very end because of this very reason. So we decided we'd use artificial porous polyethylene plates, which we could easily manipulate into shape on the table, and use whatever bone had been taken off to reinforce that and build up the edges if necessary. The closure went particularly well and very quickly. I think it was all over within 2 hours.
And the scans look great. I believe we've brought them through safely. I believe that the girls will come out really, really good. So Krishna has a little bit ahead of her at the moment. Her body still has to readjust to her own circulation. We will plan to wake her up later today, but it will be a very slow wake up. And I'm hopeful that we'll have some indication later this evening, maybe tomorrow, about how her brain is coping. As Maura said yesterday very nicely, and said to me this morning, I just want the raspberry, Virginia. And I said, well, Maura, so do I. So when we have that, we will be very, very proud. But it's all looking very positive at this stage.